morning of the last day of year 2025. It's freezing in London, but I love it. I mean, this weather is beautiful. It's so sunny. The weather, the air is so crisp. It literally want to just get cuddled up in all the jackets and all your layers. But I'm doing something very exciting today, something that I wasn't expecting to do, but it would be a very great ending to my very emotional, very hectic 2025. I am a professional artist, architect and designer. I paint for a living and sometimes work on different sort of interior design and architectural projects. I paint weddings, different types of weddings, portraits, family portraits, couple portraits, live. I've been doing murals for so many years before that, and actually this year my son, well, I have a 2-year-old, and this year my son is going to the nursery literally from Monday. Well, so that will be next year actually. I'm painting a mural today at his nursery, which is just here around the corner. I'm really excited about it. I wasn't expecting to do it. I actually painted a few other branches, but this is a different branch in different area. So let's see how it's gonna work out. I'm getting inside the nursery. I'm really excited to be painting this nursery. I believe it's a new branch. I'm actually so extremely just proud of Lady, the owner of the nurseries, because she opened those a few years ago, and now she opened a new branch, and she's got, I believe, 4 nurseries around the area of Upminster right now. It's the Railway Children Nursery. Some of the murals have been painted before by someone else, and I'm adding a little bit more depth and sort of realistic touch into that artwork. You know what it is, when it comes to mural paintings, I am always looking to create a new interesting world for children or for people in general. I've been painting in residential properties before. I've been painting in commercial properties. I've been painting murals outside on the walls for councils to sort of, you know, get some messages across. And I always choose very, very wisely the projects that I will be working on, only because I want them to make an impact. In this case, like any mom, I'm sure, I've been looking for a nursery for quite a while in my area, and I'm very particular about the way I raise my son. I really keep and stay in tune with sort of natural world. I love going to the parks, outside, on farms. Like, we literally spend most of our day outside, just breathing in the fresh air, or as fresh as it can be in the big city like London. So to paint this mural for children to come and sort of learn the world by looking at my artwork and my paintings, it's so exhilarating. Enough of the chat, let's get to work. I'm gonna take all the paints out. Okay, I am using acrylic paints today just because this project is not that big. I have some bigger brushes and basic sort of colors. We have yellow, red, black, white, a little bit of blue and some green, although I just mainly use those 5 colors because those 5 colors will give you any color that you want, right? So, you know, combine blue and yellow, you'll get green. Combine yellow and red, you'll get orange. Obviously, darker and wider tones for darkening and sort of lightening up the colors. In this case, we're gonna need a lot of white because we're going for that pastel theme. And anything from there, you can just make any color from those 5 colors. I already checked all the existing murals because we have existing murals in this nursery painted by a different artist, but I will be adding up a little bit more details and that kind of realistic feel to the murals in this nursery, plus the artist that was working on these murals, I believe wasn't available until next year, so I literally picked up the work and did just a few different murals in a very short space. Just because it just works out better for the owner of the nursery, and it worked out quite well for me because I had a few spare days just before the end of this year to accommodate that work into my life. When it comes to my equipment for mural painting, or any painting in fact, I'm at the stage where I don't really use a lot of fancy equipment because I already did my fair share of exploring and of painting to know very well that you can use very basic
equipment to achieve very particular beautiful results in your painting. Obviously when I was younger, you know, a teenage girl, I was buying a lot of, you know, fancy and very detailed brushes, different types of sponges, different types of you know, painting knives, different types of paints. I've really been painting like from on the professional level since I was like 15, and I actually started going to a professional like architectural drawing school where I learned all the scale proportions, geometrics, shadings, you know, different types of paintings. So I've been painting for like almost 15 years now professionally. So I experienced a lot. At this stage I use equipment and tools that I already have. That could be perhaps like a packaging from the brushes like this one, or you know, something that you could perhaps throw away, like a old old card boxes from delivery that you get. I really keep all of that to use as my, well, reuse as my materials. And it really comes from my like mindset and experience, because I really, you know, I could go and buy like, you know, a few new cartons, like £1-2. I could go and buy actually, you know, embedded like a holder for the paint, to put the paint, you know, one of those like artistic paint holders where you have like circles all around, and you can put in each circle different colors. But I'm really past that stage quite a long time ago, and I just like to use things to make it a little bit more sustainable, because it's really, I mean, with this like artistic stuff, it's not that much about the money. I mean, like a paint holder is probably like 50p or like £1, but I can just use the brush holder because it's already here and it's plastic and it has, you know, containers and space for the paint, so I can mix that very well.
Whenever I paint a mural, I really try to look at my project from the perspective of a potential user. So this, being a nursery, I'm obviously looking at everything. And what I did in the previous branches, I'm looking at the artwork from like a child point of view, right? I mean, I do that anyway because I have a little son, so I'm kind of used to it. And really being an architect and sort of designing and creating so many projects, I had to learn that through so many years of my work, to, you know, to sort of put my ideas, my concepts aside for a little bit and just look at the project from perspective of a user and how that project is going to function for that particular user and how it's going to affect their mood and whether it's going to be something interesting for the user. So our user today are children. And like I said, we already have this, you know, this tree painted here in like a very pastel colors, but I'm really thinking to add like a few, well, a little bit more wildlife, I would say. So maybe some bees, maybe 1 or 2 more birds, because that's the theme that we sort of have in, you know, throughout all the nurseries. And some flowers, specifically like a wildlife flower, something quite like British, English, because that's kind of the theme that we have going on here. Not like some exotic forest, but rather quite like European forest and like species that we can find in the UK. Let's go.
In general, I look for the reference photos that would match the idea of the project that I'm working on, including and mainly on Pinterest. So I found those like very cute wildlife, flowers, some animals, bunnies, bees, bumblebees. I've painted them across a few different nurseries. Within this project, my only concern was that the art style of the lady that previously painted the base for the murals is quite different to mine. Mine is still a little bit more realistic, detailed and sketchy, like me coming from architectural background, but it actually looked very good.
This is another area that we'll be sort of working on today. As you can see, it's already painted. It looks incredible, but what I bring into this project is detailing and that sort of realistic feel into the mural. I would love to pull something to the ceiling, but I'm gonna jump on this ladder. I'm gonna see if I will reach the ceiling in a safe way.
After many years of painting, I'm really confident with my strokes, with the way I paint, with the vision that I have in my mind. So you might see me at the beginning of the process just like looking and sort of
articulating and making different gestures with my hands. That's just because I'm visualizing, like I'm seeing a vision in my head, like on the wall that I'm looking at of the project and the artwork that I'm painting. And then obviously when it comes to this space, the ceilings are quite high. The main constraint when it comes to this painting were the toilet walls and the doors, because I couldn't really position the ladder properly, so it was actually quite hard to maneuver, but I managed to spread out those branches to the ceiling. Mural painting is done. It took about 6 hours today to complete a few elements. Of course, a lot more can be done. I literally took some of the branches to the ceiling, but not too much because there was a little bit of the constraint with the ladder here on the side with the toilets. Future and down the line, we could take this entire tree a little bit higher up into the ceiling. Apart from that, I've added like a lot of cute elements. Children absolutely love just sort of point at different random things and just say their names or whatever. My son is always like, oh, birdie, snail, hedgehog, flower, yellow flower. So this sort of mural gives them opportunity to do that. This is there under the tree area. I've added some cute animals in here as well. I mean, the entire area is so beautiful, very interactive for children. Obviously this area here, which is like this, the little bunny. It's very cute for children to sort of sit here on top of this little tree in the corner and have a look at this entire artwork. So very happy with the way it came out.